Here we go. All right.
Remember to pass it to me when I talk.
Okay.
Do a test.
Well,
She's
you
got
want to
something to
signal me
say.
to when you want to say something? Just tap me on the. That means I'll pass it to you.
She'll just
Think you're a bad bitch with that
grab
little
it.
dog collar on your neck?
woof woof.
So we're sitting in my house.
We're a little late to the Sinners.
Yes, we had a movie night. The Horror Hussies had a movie night. Let's introduce yourself. My name's Kipria.
Should have blow the smoke out of her mouth
ahead, go ahead.
first. Oh, I'm Dana.
And
Oh, this is Wes.
Yeah. He was also at the movie with us, and
I'm
Carmen.
Carmen.
And Raphael's in the back.
Raphael is
Not paying attention.
observing.
He waved.
So yeah, we just saw Sinners initially. But that's I don't. Okay.
What?
Who wants to go first? Like about
You go
what?
first.
Okay. First thoughts.
Initial reaction.
Initial reaction. It was giving "Oh Brother Where Thou." It was giving. Even the soundtrack sounded a lot like Death Note, the anime.
Oh, I don't watch anime. I don't know.
Very face-off kind of stuff. It was just like this constant piano. I will say this. I don't know much about the director's direction with this, but I know
I
like
didn't even
especially
look up the director.
with what's his face. We looked it up real quick. He directed Black Panther, all the Creeds, Fruitville Station,
Makes sense.
which
All
included the
Michael
actor.
B.
What was the
Jordan
actor's
movies.
name?
Why am I blanking
Michael
on
B.
his
Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, he directed
And
all his movies.
he directed
his
all
big
those
ones,
movies.
At least.
And I wonder if the soundtrack was first before the concept of the movie, because I heard it. I'm a snob for music, so it was very consistent throughout.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to look up and see what was original, what was used from the past, and obviously, yeah, Carmen.
I can already say this is probably one of my favorite, if not the favorite, Michael B. Jordan films. I'll say I really did enjoy his performance in this. So definitely one of my favorite new favorite Michael B. Jordan films. Very good.
Not only new favorite, I have to be honest. That's probably going to be in my top horror films of all time. If I have to say, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I'm being for real. Because what?
Carmen is not impressed.
What?
I'm not saying I'm not impressed by the film. I did very much enjoy it, but that's a big bold statement.
Well, no, it's just like obviously I'm not good at nuances, but obviously like it's always great to see when white people are seen as the aggressors and the threat versus what's very typical culturally as Black people being the threat in films. And I guess from what I'm saying, as far as a lot about the Uncle Tom concept of when Black people are trying to do well for themselves, but they're going to tear it down anyway. Like when it comes to
all a mirage.
Oklahoma, Tulsa, when they build what they have, but like there's no point in trying. They're gonna tear what you have down anyway. The makeup was good. The vampire shit was good. I saw a lot of comparisons to Dusk Till Dawn.
Me too.
And I haven't seen
With
that
the
movie
movie
in a
poster.
hot minute.
Yeah.
In a hot minute.
Same.
But very impressed with all the acting, all the actors, and that side history of life for Asian Americans, Black Americans, especially since it's post, technically, Depression.
Was it 1932?
It's 19. It's 19. No, it's 1932. The Depression started in 1929.
No, yeah.
And so
it's
the beginning.
throughout the 30s.
And it's interesting because like Black people had money because they couldn't put their money in banks anyway. So they were set. They were good. You know, everyone lost their money in the bank. So just, you know, I'm sure that would have angered the Ku Klux Klan members living that little shack over there, seeing others doing better than them and succeeding in that way. But the music was great, especially with the Irish, American stuff, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So in general, that's what I first thought.
Oh, my favorite scene, no doubt, was they're in the club playing the big
club.
the what was it called again?
The juke.
The juke.
Juke
And
joint?
showing the different generations, showing all the different going to the past and the present.
Like African music up until like their present day.
All dancing in the juke. That was beautifully shot. I could watch that scene over and over. That was no doubt my favorite scene.
And one more thing, he did that well in the Book of Solomon, the other black movie he did. It involved twins. It's a black Jesus whose twin was Judas.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one, but I remember you
it was
went to see
musically
it,
done for him as well, but while still having those moments of love story and that little hussy who was married, like you're a church boy, looking at it like
turn you out.
and all the things, sex music and revenge and Tommy guns, so that was a nice use of that of his Chicago working with Capone itinerary and from the First World War. What about you guys?
Okay.
Who wants to go
Carmen
first?
has something else to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't even seen just that decade is very amazing. A lot of history there. I haven't seen a film in a minute in that decade, so that was nice, refreshing that 1930s and to see the fashion of that time.
The grills.
Oh, I loved it.
Right, the grills.
Everything was perfect with the looks. I definitely see, of course, Oscar nominations coming for this a lot of categories.
First of all, there wasn't enough sweat for me being in Mississippi, and they're wearing the fucking tweed and shit like that. Like there wasn't a sweat.
Sweaty.
But I appreciate
it could have been
the
sweaty
care
for
that people
sure.
put into being presentable in everything they do, which also we know from history is serves as a protection to look presentable, so they can't say that this person who wasn't dressed well is suspicious. On top of being black, so that was all part of very important of leaving the house. Always, my grandmother told me that, and she worked in a bank in New York. And
Wait, what did she say exactly? What did she say exactly?
you always have to look your best for white people.
Yeah.
Like just to take away that one factor of what could possibly
Don't give them
set
anything
you
to
off.
talk about.
And it's very good with the quarter black girl who was in that, who was willing to risk, being outed, for her love for that black man, but he wanted to protect her and like you need to pass white as much as you can and not be part of that. So there was a lot of nuances that I appreciated, and it made me want to go back and learn more about like the kind of history that I kind of forgot, because I've been like watching a lot of like bullshit like reality housewife TVs to pass the time. So I want to get back and get into that. So I think that's it. There's lots of stuff, but that's in general. Okay, Carmen, again.
Yeah. What did y'all think about the horror elements? It was a slow burn, which I thought was nice. That I haven't seen a film like that for a horror film. Well, it was a good minute before more horror elements started to, there was, of course, a build up and a lot of backstory, of course.
The history of lore in the Bible, which I think is lore anyway, it's not real to me, but just the whole, I wonder, like, the history of letting me in and how that
Is that what the
was
devil
a
says
known
in the
thing
Bible?
as far as what signifies a vampire.
Yeah, right.
So that was kind
Is
of
that
cool.
also like a devil thing in the Bible?
What? The let me
letting
in?
them in?
I don't know about that, but I just like
that's
what they
what you're trying to
signify with
say.
vampires. But obviously, the serpent that they kill in the beginning,
Right.
As far as he's like, don't go out there and, fall into temptation and stuff, which is weird to me because like I always found it. Well, I know why, but like when black people take on like their master's religion from a heaven that they don't even believe they're going to be a part of anyway, and they do that. But that chick who does like the potions and shit like that, she is part, I guess, the African roots of whatever the fuck. I'm not into that
Voodoo,
stuff.
maybe?
Voodoo or whatever.
I don't know if it's technically
And it's not real
voodoo.
because it didn't say their baby, so it's not real.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they take on their master's religion. They'll do that to give them hope. That's why the only reason they started. Anyway, but damn, I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying.
Smoked
I am
too
a
much,
little
Carmen.
bit,
You were
maybe a little,
smoking earlier.
maybe a little bit, maybe a
All
tad.
right, Wes, what was your? We'll pause on that so you come back. What was your first reaction?
I guess. I mean, I thought the movie was great. It was great. It was highly entertaining. The cinematography was solid. The action sequences were pretty decent. I thought the effects were well done as far as the horror effects and everything. And I thought it was a pretty original take on the kind of just the concept. I mean, with as many different takes and things that there have been on vampires, I thought it was one of the more original ones I've seen in a while since maybe like what's the one in Alaska? 7 Days a Night or whatever, which was kind of just like a raw take on vampires. But yeah, I thought it was a cool. I mean, the whole coming in, having to be invited in. I mean, that was that's some old kind of vampire lore too. But
that's what I was gonna say.
But no, I thought it was an interesting take, and as far as like the religious aspects, I didn't feel like they really got on it too hard with that. I did like the kind of the slow build up where you got a little bit of character development, a little bit of backstory for like the main characters in it. But yeah, the take on like kind of the hoodoo, and I would have liked to actually have seen that like a little bit better, like tied in with the story, because it was kind of introduced in the opening credits when they're talking about the guys that could sing and spirits would come, but then it felt a little anticlimactic. I'm like, so that guy's not like really even a big part of that thing, other than that. Okay, so the devils like to listen to your blues music and come in and whatever, but like But no, I mean, I thought it was cool. Like it was a very interesting take. For sure.
I didn't know. Was that a thing that's already associated with vampires? They had to be invited in. They can't just walk into it.
Yeah. That's not unique to this take on it. But like, and just like the wooden stake through the heart, killing them, and the garlic. I mean, those were all
the garlic.
all pretty
the
pretty common vampire tropes as far as that goes. But the way the vampires were represented was pretty cool.
Their look, I did like.
And the way they had kind of a hive mind was pretty cool to me too.
Yeah. I like the eyes thing.
And they were musical as fuck. I mean, they were charming vampires.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't know who to be rooting for. I was like,
I know. I was like, I like y'all both.
I was like,
you
maybe
become
this
immortal.
is the next evolution for all y'all.
You become immortal, and you can stay young forever.
And it was like they were all about the unity. I mean, with all the all the themes of like the time and place and racism and everything in the movie.
It's like everybody came together.
Yeah, the vampires were really, and ultimately, I guess with that last scene, I was kind of like, well, the vampires kind of won in a way, because like, him and the girl he loved ended up being eternally together, and they were nice, and they didn't kill the preacher boy. At
they
the
got
end,
history.
So it was cool.
Don't,
but
not
it's all
stay for the credits, y'all. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Like, don't. We had to tell someone that was coming in to watch it. It was nice to take a picture of us in front of the poster, and we're like, don't not stay for the credits.
I'm sorry, but
that last scene really did tie kind of the whole thing together, because I was like, really, we're just gonna kind of end it on like a gratuitous, like, okay, he killed a bunch of Klan members, like, yay, but like,
I was
that was just kind of like a weird ending to me.
Yeah, we all love seeing the white devil explode magnificently in magnificent fashion. But yeah, if it would have ended like that with the first credits, I was gonna be like, little disappointing ending on such a otherwise fabulously told story.
I would have been happy with it either way, but you can't. And like that's the cool thing about being a vampire. Like you get to live all the fashion eras. That was a cold ass outfit when he walked in with those glasses, with
that Cosby sweater.
Stack.
1992.
The twins' names was Stack. The blues singer Stack.
Smoke and
Stack, and that's just cold ass. I'm sorry. It must have been hard to play twins. I don't know filming wise how I've seen different ways throughout the decades of how they do that, but he did that very well. And I wonder if he had a block in his mouth like in Forrest Gump.
He looked like he had an
underbite. It looked like he had something to make him more.
But I didn't know if that's
dummy.
just what it looked like.
He had some kind of like a little grill prosthetic in. So
but there's
for the
something.
vampire teeth, but also I thought with the grill too. But I thought that's just kind of how he looked. Like he kind of had a little bit of an underbite.
I felt like there's something in here to accentuate like his job. What about you, Dana? What do you have to say about it?
I thought it was beautiful. I loved the music. I want that soundtrack. Yeah. I love how they combined all of the generations of African music, you know, and everything to like, they even brought it to present day with the DJs and the hip hop and everything too. It was such a cool ass song.
Yeah, it was very well done.
Did they do? Did I see Egyptians in there too? Or did I imagine that?
I'm not.
They
Yeah,
had some Native American and African dancers in there as well, where it was kind of tying back to that opening scene where they talked about in those specific cultures that they talked about in the opening scene. So that kind of tied in the whole mythology of what was told at the very beginning.
even the Asians culture.
The Asians too. I love that they brought that in there too, and I was like, oh, I fucking love it because it reminded me of. Remember when we saw that last Exorcist movie where all the religions come together to try to save these two girls that were possessed?
The movie that you live with the green vomit. What's it called?
The Exorcist?
Yeah, it's the Exorcist. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the last one that we saw it in Savannah. Remember because all the religions came together, all the families, just two
to
high
fight
school
whatever.
girls. That reminded me of that, and that like.
It just kind of like affirmed my non-faith because in the end, the family that had no faith at all, their daughter lived, and the people who were very religious, their daughter got
possessed and died.
You know, that kind of
it.
shit. Yeah.
But the whole, you know, combining of the religions and the tribes and the cultures and everything reminded me of that. And I loved their eyes. That's what, like, in the trailer, because it reminded me of, like, original Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Oh, those eyes. They're so creepy. It's
very
like
good.
seeing it. It's like, I loved it in Midnight Mass, too, where you see those vampires. Like, their eyes reflect, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Like an animal. Oh, I love it.
What city were they in again? I completely forgot. What's the Mississippi? This
Mississippi.
is the Delta. The Delta.
Bumfuck Mississippi.
Yeah.
Basically.
Alabama and Mississippi. No, I mean
Wait, is
not.
that on the other side?
That's not on.
I
That's
don't know
not where
geography.
Alabama's not next
Drive
to
through
Mississippi.
that.
I did see an article when we were just reading on the film, and it said that the actual town where they filmed it does not have a movie theater, and that they were petitioning to get like a cast screening or something there. Something interesting.
Interesting.
But I'm guessing there was a lot of swamp ass behind the scenes.
I watched the credits. I guess
It's humid as
British
fuck
Columbia, Australia are associated with the filming of this film. And I saw a lot of names that look very, I don't know,
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Bjorkish or whatever, like the oil and the dots as far as the composer. And that composer, I swear to God,
Oh yeah, I
if he's
did
a
see the
white
composer
man,
name.
every time they killed those Jews or whatever who work on soundtracks, Swedish.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, I killed that shit. I embodied and I know.
Watch like
the voice of
Bjork
the
be
black-
like some like backup sound director for that or something.
I love the Irish. Yeah, they were killing
Okay, so
it.
what was the tie-in with the Irish beer they kept mentioning, and then they did the Irish jig, the main vampire, the devil vampire, or whatever.
It's just that because he used to work with Capone, and it's
Yeah,
the Irish mob and the
during
Italians up
Prohibition,
there.
Yeah, you had the Irish and the Italian mobs running liquor.
I didn't know
and
that.
so
Okay.
I think that was like why they were like, well, you have both kinds of liquor.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
That's
it
why
was
you have the
tying-
Tommy gun ready to go because that's
Right.
definitely.
I just thought it tied back to that main vampire, because he suddenly, like, sometimes he would speak in an Irish accent, and he would sing in an Irish accent and do the Irish jig
He was
and
just from
everything.
the old country, I think. Like,
But then
that
he would
was-
flip back to his like a regular
Country
American.
boy. Yeah. Why?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, I like the deception aspect of how the vampires were operating was pretty slick. It was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was also interesting that the vampires knew everything about the person that they turned.
they
I
could
hadn't
see
seen
their
that.
memories.
See their memories. Yeah, and that part I hadn't seen before in vampire.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a
culture or
vampire trope or not. I've
That
never
like
heard that.
hive mind that they had, like let them harmonize very beautifully when they were singing their Irish folk music and
Right, everybody knew.
Yeah, they all knew.
Very
they were all,
over
they were
the Irish
timing
style.
was fucking impeccable.
All of a sudden, all the black people were Irish. They didn't do
Dana,
the Irish
I
jig.
love it. There are black Irish. I see them on TikTok.
I have not.
What would you do if Wes came back and he was like, "It's me. It's really me. It's Wes."
Like, you can't come in this
Yeah,
house.
you're
I'm
gonna shoot
taking
him in
your
the face.
dog.
Like, I know it's not really you.
I would see the reflection in his eyes and be like, get in your truck and go home.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm keeping your dog safe here.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like, no lie. Like, it's one of the
You would let him
best
in.
friends,
Oh.
best films, horror films I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Me personally, but I haven't seen all of them, and my repertoire is not that great or whatever. But
Same.
yeah, absolutely, the fashion, everything. But of course, as in X, Pearl, and Maxine, will horror be in the category for the horrors for the Oscars? Probably not.
Probably with Michael B. Jordan though.
And the director for Black Panther. Like, I don't know the horrors. I don't
I think
know.
it's as much like an action movie as it was a horror movie to me because it didn't have a lot of scary to it, and
I mean, I jumped a couple times,
But
it
as
wasn't,
far
a
as-
little bit, but it was
terrifying.
pretty straightforward. Like there wasn't a lot of suspense type stuff going on as far as the horror. I mean, it had vampires and it had gore, but like, to me, it wasn't like a terrifying kind of movie. Per se. I mean, I thought it leaned a little more into like the action and then a little bit of just kind of like stylistic, storytelling and.
As far as mean is qualifying for an Oscar, because horror shit never makes
there's
it into
no
that.
category for it yet.
I don't know why. Like, there's.
That's my mission.
I mean, yeah, we've done a real there's 6 films that made it into being being prisoned, but I just don't know what the stigma is about not having horror in that.
I don't either.
Because it's trash.
I guess so.
They're scared. Mm-hmm. They don't know what to do with it.
Same with comedy. Comedy gets shut out on
You're
the
right.
Oscars.
There's no rom-coms.
It's very rare when a comedy movies get into the Oscars.
That's more of a drama though. Forrest Gump. Oh, it's definitely funny. Yeah, has parts, but
My Cousin Vinny was.
That didn't make no damn sense.
I'm thinking like
love that
rom-coms or something.
Oh my God, I don't care. I love that movie.
And again, I mean, didn't Denzel Washington win for like Training Day, which was like
Was that a comp?
Was he nominated
it's not
for?
a comedy, but
Was he
not-
not? Was
I
he
mean,
nominated
it's-
for Glory?
It's like kind of
At all?
action movie, in a way, so.
But I loved it.
know. I don't follow the awards that closely.
I
myself.
don't
No.
either.
I think it's kind of
Tropic Thunder. What's his
Oh my
face?
God.
just
He
a-
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr. was nominated for an Oscar for that.
For blackface.
I loved it. I loved it. It was hilarious.
Great.
Yeah.
It was great.
But the black chick that he had the baby that died, she said that basically, well, these are the types of souls that are trapped to live with the evil of the earth forever,
Vampires.
and they don't even get to
Yeah.
see the sunlight. So that's like we read. I have all the Anne Rice books, the whole thing. We live forever.
I don't want to
But
be a
we're not really
vampire
happy,
for that
but, like-
reason. I need to feel the sun on my face. I
Yeah.
need to be by a beach.
There's trade-offs and shit
I
like
need to
that.
live by the
Oh my
ocean.
God, the fucking True Blood shit. Like,
I never watched
I watched that shit. She's like, I need the sun. I need it out. I want to. That little bitch. I don't want to get to that. That bitch really pissed me off in True Blood. She's just like running into danger. This white little girl.
Was she a vampire?
She never became one.
Okay.
But yeah, very well done. I loved it. I'm a snob for music, so I just listened to the continuous line of the storytelling with that, and it was just well done. So
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
maybe a hint at a sequel. Maybe.
it could do that, but I think it said what it needed to say.
I think so. I don't think there needs to be one.
Doesn't need to. I would watch it.
I would watch it too. Yeah.
You know.
If it's all the same directors, producers, everybody, I would.
I would definitely like to review this movie when we get back to our scheduled program of reviewing shit. I don't know. We keep accepting side hustles that we're not good at. We need to get back to what we, do. But yeah,
It'll be all right. We'll get back to it. Yeah. We don't have any reviews to wrap it up with. That would have been fun.
it's a very fresh movie, so it'll be interesting to see. But obviously, from
Maybe we could do the Internet Speaks episode on this one.
Yeah,
We
let's do
read all
that.
the reviews.
we could do that. That's a good one to
All
do.
the crazy
And
reviews that people write. They get all worked up about it.
get all worked up.
Yeah.
I'm worked up.
I
Worked
can
up.
tell.
I'm deeply offended by the way my people were characterized in the movie.
Oh, come on!
Some bullshit.
It's not.
The whiteies.
It's a generalization.
We're all in the clan. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a generalization. You don't have to take
feel
it personally.
exposed now.
Nah,
Damn it.
nah.
The secret's out.
Side note: if you're ever interested, watch this Oprah special where they do an experiment. It's called the blue-eyed experiment.
Oprah special?
Yes, where they put people in the line who are blue-eyed and put people in the line who are brown-eyed, and they treat them differently.
What line? What are you talking about?
Like Jane, she's a professor. Yes, she's a professor, and she does this experience with her students and for corporations.
They put people with blue eyes or
yes,
not in different settings.
People were coming to the Oprah show. So if you have blue eyes, you were specifically treated a certain way. If you have brown eyes, you were put first, given snacks, all that kind of stuff. And the experience is to see in 1 hour how you react to, being treated a certain way.
Weird.
So that it's a good experiment as far as I guess living in the skin of what it's like. It was a good reminder for me, just like how generational the behaviors that we do to protect ourselves, and the perception of when Black people do well, how they're treated by their own. All that kind of stuff, but I love the music. I like an Irish jig.
It's a statistical fact that brown-eyed people are just sexier.
Sexier?
I know. Look at us all up here with brown eyes.
Brown eyes.
I mean,
Shit, brown eyes.
Brown-eyed girl.
I did like the that end scene though. That was probably like the best feel good mass murder that has been on film since Inglourious Bastards. It was nothing like cheering for Nazis and Klansmen.
It reminded me of the other
eviscerated with a machine gun. It's
what's the other fucking Tarantino movie where they're stuck in the cabin? They're trying to figure out who the killer is.
Hateful Eight.
What?
It's too close.
That's the Hateful Eight.
It's fine. The Hateful Eight. It reminded me of that as well. Eyeing each other, who to trust, and the aesthetic as well. Carmen.
I 100% was thinking, Inglourious Bastards. During that, there's some homages to Quentin Tarantino vibes for sure.
Carmen, can you stop rocking?
Yeah, I was wondering when the Tommy gun was going to come out because I had watched a video online of Michael B. Jordan doing some training with the guy that trained Keanu Reeves for John Wick and all that. This guy, Terran Tactical, is the name of the company that trains all these actors now. But they run them through real life, shooting stuff like that. And they had already leaked some stuff online or put it out online of him training with the Tommy gun, and I was had seen it in the trailer, and I was like, okay, so the movie's about wrapping up here. Come on, how's he?
I know, Mr. Gunman. I gotta see my guns.
I know. When's the Tommy gun coming out?
I looked at you when that scene came on too. I was like,
God.
Here we go. Are you excited?
Excited. Dick got hard.
He did.
Guns
He
came
did take
out.
the time to bury it, which was pretty slick there.
I forgot he buried it. Yeah.
I saw in the
His
credits.
little ambush planned out pretty well.
Yep.
In the credits. Sorry, go ahead.
Poor bastards didn't have much of a chance. Yeah. I thought Delroy Lindo's character was great. He was great.
Who?
Delroy Lindo played the old drunk harmonica player.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a minute. I was like,
bluesman.
okay.
What was he in before?
He's in Crooklyn, and
He's been in a lot.
he was on
Lots of films.
in a talk show where it's like, I don't see what the big deal about the N-word is. Why it's so offensive? And he's like, well, say it.
Yeah.
Say it. And he's eyeing. He's like,
that was a great real life clip with him. Yeah.
Was it the news? No, I'm thinking.
I don't know, but
I don't remember, but yeah.
I always wait for to see how comfortable and how good white people get to use the N-word in these types of movies.
You just asked me after the movie too.
No,
Can I say it? I was
because
like, if you want, I'm not saying.
no. Colloquially, I use it, but I'm not in that mood right now because I was thinking about all these lines from other movies. Who's the father of that chocolate baby?
What?
We were watching that. It's from Life. It's good, but the acting was top tier. The dancing, I don't know how. I always like watching background actors are like,
She's gyrating. Her hips right
okay.
now.
And when I would watch films with my parents growing up, I was like, oh wow, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Were they
black
shielding
people
your
jive in the
eyes?
back, and my parents are like, that's shit. That's not how we dance, But I'm,
maybe
I'm
not
sold.
y'all.
No, it's it's just background actors just enjoying my popcorn. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the original music in it was great. I mean,
Absolutely.
The blues songs were on point, and I mean, just all the whole soundtrack was definitely good.
I really didn't know at first. Like
I didn't expect that much good singing. Sorry.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, no,
I
it was
like,
good.
Shit, now we can add like musical to the eclectic
Yeah.
category
Yes.
of this movie. You know, it's
Definitely got to see his other movie, how he executes that very well, telling the story of Jesus and Judas, who were twins. Or,
Oh, the other movie.
yeah, which is interesting. He has the twin element. The book of, I don't know. Shit. It's about Jesus, and he has a twin brother,
It
Judas.
came out last year, I think. I think that's when you
Judas,
saw it.
or a twin brother who's like jobless, but he says, I'm going to be like my brother Jesus and like go around and spread a fake gospel and get people to follow me and shit.
Oh, a cult leader.
So it's interesting he has this twin element in both of these movies. Yeah. Good.
It was good.
It's good.
How many stars do you give it out of 5?
I give it 5 out of 5. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I got blue balls at the last time, but when they finally came together and then I liked it, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I love the whole thing from start to finish.
Yeah. Me too.
It was hypnotic because I follow the music the whole time when they're expressing each of the scenes.
The music because they had like some like metal music in it too, which
I think he was supposed to be. God, when we're filmed, we can't remember shit. I have his records. Carmen, what's the guy who sings
shopping online.
I got the munchies for your love. I got them. It's like from the 70s. These the funk bands from the 70s with the platform shoes and it's the main singer that he was represented there. What the fuck is his name? You know
Bootsy
what I'm talking
Collins.
about.
That's what I
Bootsy
was gonna
Collins.
say,
See?
too. He was just here.
Bootsy Collins.
He was just here at Criminal Records for Record Store Day.
Nice.
Yeah, they had
In Atlanta,
Bootsy Collins.
Bootsy Collins.
Look-alike, I guess, in there. Mm-hmm. They didn't throw a Jimi Hendrix in, though. I didn't see a 60s time.
Well, I mean, they
didn't.
they
I
had
thought
the
that was going to be
background.
him at first until they panned out and you could see the glasses.
No, it was Bootsy, baby.
At first,
No, it's Boots, baby.
Excuse me.
But it made me realize that like the vulgarity of the twerking and everything isn't new, obviously, but it's behind juke joints, not on social and projected all over other countries so people get perceptions of what American black people are.
Yeah.
As far as vulgarity.
You're saying they've been vulgar since back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody's been nasty.
Yeah, as far as their
back in
dance
the day.
and the way they dance.
Well, you look at what the ancient Greeks and shit were getting up to.
Oh god, the gay ass motherfuckers with
all
the
kinds
butt
of,
sex, all the
all
butt
kinds of
stuff.
perversions.
Put it all over the plate, the decorative plates and everything.
You know, my name is Greek.
I was in Greece and there's just like, mosaics of guys with boners
Yeah.
everywhere. They're
Yeah.
about it.
They bought about it.
Yeah.
About it. And I
The,
love it. Like
birthplace of Nambla.
I need to wash up first. No, you don't, bitch. I know. The dirtier, the
that's
dirtier, the better. They
really
like that.
got into the oral
Y'all like
sex
that. That
for
shit. I
women.
told you this. It's like
That was
I
so
gotta be
funny.
clean. No, you don't. After a long hike, explore that.
In the
Explore
Mississippi
that.
Delta.
That's all. No, I'm saying for y'all. Y'all
that was just,
go on a long hike.
he was clearly a rookie. 'cause
And do
he
that.
was like, nah, it's good. She offered to wash up. And
He didn't
he's
make a
she's
face,
like,
though.
No, I want to taste you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like there
That's
we go.
another element of the movie.
Not a freak.
He's going to be coming up with a new blues tune after that.
He
Yeah.
probably did.
Yeah.
Did you notice though at the very end?
I want to hear the song he writes after that.
But did you notice?
I got that Southern Delta.
Who's that old
Coochie
black? Is he a real
Blues.
singer? The old
That's
black
what I was
man?
wondering too.
I have to look it up.
Did you notice at the end, after the credits, like that hidden scene or whatever it's called? Did you see the name of the club?
Walking in with a Cosby sweater. What?
Did you see the name of the club that he was playing at? The old
I
man.
forgot.
Pearline. That's
Yeah?
the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he went down on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, good. Dude,
He
you
loved
caught
that pussy so much, he named his own blues club after her.
Yeah.
The best day of his life. he
It
said.
was.
It was
yeah,
the best day of all
his
their
life.
lives, yeah. What was the best day of my life? I don't know. A lot of good moments. Yeah.
When you got eaten out. When you got eaten out, I guess. Is that what we're saying?
There's so many moments. I mean,
You're like,
This
which
is-
time? Which time?
I don't know.
Every time.
when I on. Ooh, I don't want to talk about that.
I guess Pearline.
That's
It was-
that for
it's
the
good.
Patreon.
Yeah, the
That
Patreon.
we
It's like
say we're gonna
the
do.
build up to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
You
share
would
it
hear
anyway.
about
Set.
Cyprius
I'm not talking in
sexcapades.
front of Wes. I don't know. We went
Raphael
to
left
the
the room
lake.
already.
I
He went to sleep.
showered, and he said,
Oh, here we go.
I'm doing it. He said, "Who told you that you could wash your pussy? Who told you to do that?" He said he just whispered it to me. And on the drive home, it's like 40 minutes from the lake. So I'm driving home. I'm thinking
Carmen's
about
like,
this.
I don't want to hear this.
And then we get home. But he put that in my head. He just leaned over and said that, like, why'd you take a shower? Who told you could wash your pussy? Wow. I was like, woo.
You're like, I will never watch that again.
Well, you got to be somewhat hygienic. But,
Right. You're like, I will wait then.
I will wait. Yeah. And I give it up to the men. Full bush.
Back then, I guess.
Back then. Yeah.
Yep. I went to town.
Going to town.
Best day of his life.
Yeah. But I get that whole, especially growing up in a very religious household, it sucks when you're a creative, if you're musical, if these kind of, because you're supposed to press those kind of things. You're supposed to give all glory to God. Well, what I didn't understand is, like, you got that fucking guitar, like, let him, like, play in the church.
They wanted him to.
I
I thought.
I think so. Yeah. Just use I've never seen a steel guitar. That looks really. That's what it's called, right? Steel guitar
With the big.
The-
was it
thought
silver?
that was a good thing too. Or like he had the steel
the
guitar
sil-
metal. That was pretty sick.
that
Silver
big-
fucked the vampire
that
up.
disc or whatever that's in the guitar.
There were parts I was a little confused on that where they could have spent more on, where like why it was through his music that they were.
You mean him in
trying to-
particular?
Yeah, trying
Probably
to get
because he
through
was a
him.
preacher's son.
I
He
guess.
just had that, I guess they were
It
just
was
saying
too
he
briefly
he
kinda-
just had that gift. Like they were saying that there'd been people throughout the ages and all those cultures at the beginning of like, and they were
yeah.
called different names. Like they
Oh,
said the fire
right.
Firekeepers,
I
need to
had to
watch it.
remember that very beginning piece until later. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The preacher's name was named Jebediah, by the way.
Was it Jebediah?
No, maybe I'm wrong.
I
Start
don't
with the
know. He
J.
was- I knew that one of the Stack or Smoke, whatever was named Elijah. All these.
Smoke.
Yeah. No, Kipper is laying down
So good.
talking about this. She's
No, I'm
laid
not tired.
down.
I just.
Those vampire hunters, the Navajo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chased
yeah.
my guy, but they just dipped the fuck out and like didn't.
They're
come
like,
back.
good
They
luck
were
with
like,
it.
They're like, all right, sun's going down, and they left, but they never really seemed to follow up with.
But I like
all
that they had a
but
representation in it, but like of all the cultures.
I said all the whites in the movie were vampires or Klansmen.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like their music too. I know it was
Except for that
simple.
one quarter black girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
don't get
was-
triggered. You know,
I like that all
it's
the
not you.
a lot of the main cultures were represented.
But-
I like the kind of the world culture theme with it that tied in like back to that kind of the film's mythology, that they were creating with the music.
That there is a
And I thought that
representation
was
of
cool.
vampires in every culture. Like everyone knows that some kind of vampire
Yeah.
figure.
My Twilight
Exist.
shit, there's like Amazonian vampires and stuff like that.
Wow.
That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And black vampires, even though the writer was Mormon and never mind. I don't want to get into that. You know, black percent.
She's
I don't.
about to fall
I didn't read the
asleep.
book
She's
of
laying
Joseph or
down.
wherever the fuck he was. What he said about the blackity blacks and the dark skin. But PSA, white people today, don't be ashamed of being white. I know it's a very backwards,
Wes.
regressive climate out there. I remember you had some black chick coming to you and say "fuck whitey" or something to you
Oh yeah.
in the car in a
I saw
movie.
a
I'm like,
movie.
It was
oh,
coming out of what movie was that? We went and saw.
I don't even remember. It was a horror movie.
the Terrifier 3?
No, it was the monkey.
Oh, the
Monkey Paw?
Yeah,
No, that's not my- no.
No, the Stephen King adaptation, The Monkey.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it.
At North
Dana didn't
DeKalb
care
Mall.
for it.
Yeah.
I didn't get the tone at first. This was
The
at
Monkey.
Okay. Yeah.
It
Some.
was just
looks
in
like
theaters,
Monkey
a couple-
Shine.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. Yeah, I did want to see that.
So we were standing outside smoking a cigarette afterwards, and this black girl that was probably in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was we were the only people out there. She just opened the door to the theater. What did she say?
She said,
Fuck white people?
Fuck white people.
And then she closed the door and ran away.
When I was in middle school, we weren't running up to people doing that shit.
I was just like,
It's
"Girl,
weird
what?"
times, man. I was like, the last thing you need to do is react with these cameras.
Yeah, I was just
You're going
like,
down.
was
Find
like-
this man. Cancel him. He I don't know.
Plenty
It's-
of racist middle schoolers. I just
It's
pity
all-
them. I'm like, I don't know
Nobody-
who
yeah,
brainwashed you, but whatever.
If anybody feels ashamed about their race, they should just realize the history's full of. There's no white. I will say this, that there's no white cultural identity. So it's like,
White culture. Say that again?
I can only jokingly say my people because it ain't. It's not like that. We're not like.
Well,
hey, as a fellow white guy, like, what the fuck
I don't
is
know.
that? I mean,
we all got something in this. I don't know. I don't know what your parents are.
Countries that get lumped into that.
Wes's hair got really curly, so
Irish.
Yeah, Raphael said you were something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was Gad. Fashion.
You didn't bring up Jehovah's Witness once this episode. Oh my God.
What?
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Sorry.
Just what did I say?
briefly.
No, I said about like
Glory of God.
when you come from a very like humble viewpoint of life. The point is with Christianity, particularly mine, it's a life of sacrifice of your desires and earthly things that you want to gravitate to. So that was obviously the big theme with the blues player who had this night of sin or whatever.
This movie all happened over one night too.
One night. Yeah.
Action-packed
crazy night.
I thought it was good too. Like these people paid with like plantation money. I didn't know what that was when he had the wooden coins. I didn't know what that was actually.
I've heard of wooden nickels, but
wooden nickels. I didn't know.
I think they're still getting paid bullshit, fake money essentially on those cotton plantations to do the labor, and then like could only use it at like certain stores or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was some mention of it. I'm not speaking on history with that, but.
Kipper, I just realized the Pope is behind you.
Yeah, he died.
I know.
Like I'm lighting the candle. I got to see him.
J.D. Vance touched him, and the next day he died.
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah.
And you got his
a
candle
Russian
lit.
sleeper agent. He injected him with some ricin during their handshake.
Right.
Raphael cried.
He poked him with his umbrella.
He's been watching the whole thing because he loves with the conclave. We watched that movie, which is great. You know, the whole process of picking the new pope, which we think might be black or really Honduran, maybe, possibly.
Oh, the next one?
Possibly, yeah.
A man of color?
Uganda? I don't know.
God. Will they allow that?
Yeah, there was a black pope.
That's what they're considering.
Long time ago.
There are black
before.
saints and virgins.
I know there were
saints. But as far as a black pope,
Oh.
I think there was one many, many years ago. Remember that saint we learned that was black, who was like considered like an animal who cleaned up the churches, and he got
what were
into saint status.
I remember that now. I remember us talking about. Are you talking about?
I don't know things. I can't pass Jeopardy. I read all the books, but I don't know words. Don't stick. Rafi doesn't even read, but he remembers everything
because he has like a photographic memory.
You can go to this spot outside of Barcelona called Montserrat, and there's like it's a monastery up on this mountain, and there's a black virgin in there with a ball you can walk in and touch the little wooden ball that she holds or whatever.
Nice. Black Virgin
Mary.
She's black. No.
Nice.
Or maybe it's her, the Saint Montserrat, but whatever. Black. Yeah, there's like a monastery up on top of it.
There's a monastery here in Georgia by so bad. Panola Mountain. And they make their money making blue stained glass and selling not hibachi. What do you call it? Those trees, those little trees that bonsais, and they have a black back. What?
Oh, you said hibachi.
Hibachi.
That is cooking.
Yeah. So you go there and they, give you meat and you get charged if you don't eat it all, and they cook it in front of you, and they're priest.
I guess just to have him be from the old world or whatever, because
I loved it.
He was the king or the head vampire.
The king vampire, yeah.
The king, whatever.
The devil.
Their music is depressing as fuck too, and full of struggle and
about the potato famine or whatever. Was that Irish?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely Irish.
Was he doing like an Irish joke about the potato famine? I don't know. I don't know what they were doing in Mississippi.
I'm sure they made their way down there.
A lot of A lot of the first settlers in this country from Europe were, the Irish have been coming over here for a long time. Just during.
Lots of signs, and when you go to establishment, no Irish and no dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever watch Gangs of New York, that is pretty historically accurate on during that wave of
low
low
white people. If you're Irish, even for other white people, if you're Irish, get the fuck out of here.
Why you can't just lump white into one thing. I mean, you can't really lump black into one culture.
Yeah. I'm just saying what the signs were back then when you go into places.
Yeah.
That's all.
There's a hierarchy of every culture.
Yeah. I wouldn't say a Dominican and a Nigerian have the same culture.
No.
Of course not. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that's a whole battle in itself as far as African American and perception of African immigrants of Black Americans. Of course, love that quarter
With her apothecary.
black chick that I guess they grew up with her.
I didn't think she looked that I don't know.
Yeah, she could. Yeah,
She could pass, I guess.
yeah, absolutely. That's
I
the
was
goal.
Like, I was
you
like,
want to
she
pass.
looks just like a brunette white person, I guess.
That's how they look. That's how.
I guess.
That's how. You know, those recessive genes look, and then when she has a baby, it'll probably come out black as tar. Yeah.
It's gonna be a vampire.
You seen the
baby.
movie Queen?
It's gonna
You
be
know,
a vampire baby now. So.
vampire baby. Yeah.
Black vampire baby.
Yeah, it was all done well. The
it's gonna be
fashion
a-
was good. I love a good fashion movie.
Babies can have to grow up being mixed race and a vampire.
Yeah.
But the vampires, they didn't care. They welcomed everybody.
They did.
I was
It
trying
was,
to.
it was so beautiful. how
I
they did
had
that.
I had to go back and learn what was that about exactly. As far as, yes, the black and the Irish together, like come join us.
What's the point to that?
But the only point I saw is like it doesn't matter what you're going to build, we're going to destroy it anyway. But the black and white were together, so I don't know if they were
The
talking.
vampires were
I don't know-
united.
I don't know if they were talking about as far as the black vampires as being as far as Uncle Tom's in that sense. I don't know. I had to think more
I
about
think
it.
you're thinking too deep on it.
No, I mean,
Wouldn't be the first time.
maybe, but you know, let me do some research. We'll see what the director
I think that
was going for as far as that.
the music, the theme of music being universal, could be something in there because
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of what they were saying is that across these cultures, there were guys that were musical that were so powerful that they could like break the spirit realm, you know, or break the
And you
wall
want
between
them to go
that
more
and-
into that, as far
No,
as
no,
when they-
I just think that theme was kind of overarching a little bit, I guess, with it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with even the vampires being musical and being
Right.
being
Yeah,
very
they slayed.
like
Just like that jig.
almost kind of reflecting like all the cultures together as one mind and one, you know, singing together and doing the music
Mm-hmm.
together.
Carmen, do you think there's
I
a
don't
deeper
know.
meaning as far as he says like it's I'm thinking too much about it as far as the black and white vampires like coming in one unit as far as trying to get I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know what you mean by that. Like, I mean,
I can't articulate my sentence, but that's okay. What are you asking me? I'm like, never mind. I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever had a dream and it
You don't talk about that. You've seen that little kid with the meme. I think I posted it one time where he can't get the words out. He's like, you know, when the
And then
when
the-
that's you right now.
I swear to God, I didn't graduate college, but I swear to God, I'm smart. I know things. All right.
Okay.
Go check it out, Sinners. Can't wait to see how it develops as far as the reviews, since it's a very fresh movie, and definitely we'll re-explore it.
And if there's a
once we-
sequel, we'll see.
They could do that, but they're probably going to leave it as it is.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Hey, it was good. We liked it. How
Miguel
about
liked
that?
it.
Go see
Yes.
it and stay for the credits. past the
Raphael, take it
credits.
away. He's not here. He's in bed.
What's the name of the movie?
Sinners.
The movie Sinners. It started as a good movie, and I didn't like the part where the fake stuff is happening, the vampires and this bullshit. If it wasn't for this part, it was going to be a great movie, but they damaged it with this part. So that's why I rate it as a bad movie, just because of that.
Why did you like it?
Why I like it? Because I think it's a historical movie, you know, like Mississippi, 1930s, poor families, cotton harvests, blues. Is that the blues, right? That's the music, blues, bluegrass. Good music, and you know the beginning of that music, I guess it was. Everything was going to be great. It was gonna be at some point. I thought that Elvis Presley was gonna pop up in the movie as a child watching, you know, the people playing, the original people who started playing that music. But then they had to throw the vampires in there, which to me that was no. I did not like that part. Because of that, the movie wasn't good. From my point of view. That's it.
Dana, let's do it. Let's do our Asian horror movie. Like, what was it? Which movie was it we did?
I forgot.
You know,
I know what you're talking
the body
about.
horror film. Shit.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah,
look.
he was like, oh.
God, it was so bad.
Human Centipede.
No,
That's
there's
what they
no
do.
Asians in that movie.
Different body horror.
What's that? Hold on, I'm gonna. Look.
But when you did it, you have an orangutan thing going on. You got to keep it short and go. You're like, ooh, 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 ooh. You got to go like this. You got to go like, yeah, keep it short. You know, what was it? We love that movie.
I'm looking. Hold on, I can't type. I'm laughing too.
I want to do it, but I'm afraid they're gonna like take my DNA and do shit with it. I want to
Yeah.
find out what I
I need
am.
to cancel
I think
my
my brother already
ancestry.com.
Yeah,
actually.
like what do they do with that? They do something with it, right? Yeah. I don't know why. I feel like when we record, why do I feel like there's music in the background? But we record like
It's
this.
just
There's
the highway that you hear.
yeah, the highway. Or you said there's like a wolf or something. The parking lot.
So what?
Coyote. You're like, what is that?
When?
It's like,
When
well,
you
we're recording.
record
Like,
it?
what is that? Like, I don't know. Coyote.
Did I hear a coyote?
I don't hear anything. I don't have my headphones on.
Oh yeah, but
But,
that means you can hear better if there's a coyote howling in the background.
Yeah.
I just hear the hum of the highway. Revving, popping their engines.
Popping their
That's
engines.
what it sounds like. Pop, pop, pop. He like morphs into metal and then like a machine, and he has this drill dick.
A drill dick, yeah. Oh God, that's like some of
my
the
God, I
first
used to
porn
watch
I've
so much
seen. Some like
hentai.
octopus chick
It's like
or something,
The tentacle
I'm the
porn.
tree
Tentacle.
god. Let me stick my root up you.
and like they're on a little picnic
Or an
with like,
alien.
it's like
Yeah.
an innocent picnic beach.
It's always some like schoolgirl with their little plaid cap.
Right, like
skirt.
Sailor Moon, bitch. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me and
Getting
Carmen.
like railed by an octopus alien or something.
Yeah, all the octopus.
Well, anyway, Sailor Moon's like
I don't know,
13,
they're tripping balls on.
and Tuxedo Mask is like
Maybe.
21, and they have a moon baby.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, it's fine. I got to live in the 80s and 90s. It was cool. You know, I got to watch the
Yeah,
world
you didn't
burn.
learn from Terminator.
I know. I love that's a
That
good
movie
ass film.
scared me so
Skynet
bad when I was a
is here.
kid.
Skynet.
That was the first time I
dun,
saw
dun.
somebody die on screen. That the
Really?
black guy when he died.
What the
I can't remember his name.
oh yeah, the bomb is like
Yeah, yes, that one.
Miles Dyson.
Yes, that messed
you
me
see
up
that,
as a
that
child.
that thing on YouTube that make fun of it. He just won't die. He keeps going. And he keeps going like for 3 minutes. Like just explode already.
Christ. All right.
Okay.
I have asthma now from laughing too hard.
I don't know how. See, this is our problem. We get in tangents, but
We're talking about a black movie, and now we're talking about hentai.
a black movie.
Yes,
There are white people in it.
it was mostly black.
I know. Gaslighting.
Definitely.
Nope.
Tatsuro.
Yes,
Tatsuro.
yes, that was it.